Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe and welcome to another video about an unusual that has unfortunately been scammed. On my video I made about the new unusuals that had been unboxed, the new god tier unboxes, there was a few people telling me about a Scorching Snowman that had been unboxed. And I mean, that sounded like a pretty good unusual, and then people started to tell me that it got scammed, and I never really got around to doing the research for it. I always did think about making a video about it, because I mean, the Snowman is an elite grade all-class hat, of course. It's easily worth like 2,000 plus keys in Scorching, and I never really got around to making a video about it. So unfortunately, I just didn't. And then I was in a trade server earlier. It was about maybe 10 minutes ago, and I saw someone wearing the Scorching Snowman, and I asked them, how much did you pay on that Scorching Snowman, because obviously, like, it's a pretty insane unusual, you know, and they told me that they paid 5,000 keys in unusuals. And I had my suspicions because I remembered in the back of my head people telling me that this unusual got scammed, and I said, okay, what kind of unusuals did you pay? Could you give me some examples? I did this because if he actually did pay the 5,000 keys that he claimed to have paid, he would have no issue listing some of the unusuals he paid. So I was expecting him to say something like Scorching Killer exclusive, like burning modest pile of hat, you know, something that makes a substantial amount of keys in the trade. If you actually paid 5,000 keys, you'd have no issue listing some of the hats that you paid. And he just said he couldn't give me any examples. So instantly I was a bit suspicious. So I said that I was going to tab out and do some research on the whole situation. I went to the unboxer's profile using backpack.tf premium, and I found out that when the Snowman was traded, on the unboxer's side there was nothing actually added on his side of the inventory. So that instantly raised like alarm sounds in my head. I was thinking that there's something obviously fishy going on here. And keep in mind that the current owner of the Snowman told me in a trade server that they paid 5,000 keys. So I was thinking maybe the unboxer just traded the unusuals to an alt, or maybe he sold them all to scrap.tf or something. So I then went to the current owner's profile and did a compare link once again of the day where the Snowman was added to his inventory. As you can see, there were a few unusuals removed from the unboxer's backpack, but nothing near 5,000 keys. That barely scrapes 1,000, and I haven't actually done the maths. There's a few unpressed unusuals, but that looks like between 1,000 to 2,000 to me. And that's 2,000 at the very most. But something still didn't add up. I went into the unboxer of the Snowman's backpack once again and saw that none of these unusuals actually entered the backpack, and most of the unusuals that were removed from the current owner of the Snowman's backpack are now possessed by someone who is banned on backpack.tf for trading with an obvious scammer. So I started to put two and two together and actually realised what happened. I went onto the unboxer's Steam profile and someone summed it up in the comments. Essentially, the unusual was scammed. They received nothing at all from someone who was impersonating a big trader in the community. That impersonator then quick sold it to someone for 300 keys pure, and then the person who bought it, who is now banned on backpack.tf, sold it to the current owner for like 1,000 keys in unusuals. So the thing the current owner told me about paying 5,000 in unusuals in the trade server was a complete lie, and he's essentially bought it from someone who bought it from a scammer. So that is yet another god tier all class unusual that has unfortunately been scammed. And I mean, the Snowman's such a cool hat. Scorching is probably my favourite effect in the game, so it really sucks that this had to happen. This thing's easily like 2,000 plus keys in my eyes. I mean, considering Blizzardy Storm is selling for like 500 at the moment, this thing is definitely an unusual that should be really high in price. So I mean, it really sucks that this happens. I believe the Snowman's currently on the market for like 3,500 keys from the person who bought it. From the scammer. So it's quite complicated. Basically, the current owner of it bought it from someone who then purchased it from a scammer. So someone scammed it, sold it to someone who's now banned, and then sold it to the current owner. So very unfortunate, and I do sympathise with the unboxer a lot. And I'd just like to stress that if anyone does end up unboxing a nice unusual, or any unusual in general, don't hesitate to post to my Steam group, DM me on Twitter, even post to my YouTube comments or anything like that to try and contact me, and I will help you as much as I can. I've seen the Scorching Killer exclusive get scammed from someone that I added on Steam, and I gave them so much advice, told them not to trade it without me knowing, and they just traded it and got scammed. So it really hurts me to see stuff like this happen, and I really would not like to see it happen anymore. So once again guys, that is just about it. So let me know your thoughts down below, and yeah, peace.